Hi friends, welcome back. Today we'll be learning about ElevenLabs, how we can use ElevenLabs TTS service through API. On today's date where we are using OpenAI or any other LLM services to use uh, generate speech through a text, this is very useful. Actually, ElevenLab is the one of the best actually on market today. How it generates a speech through a text and it's basically human like voice it generates. So we'll be seeing in today's video how we can generate that through a API. So first thing is you can search in the search bar like ElevenLabs, and when you will search it you will get this link which is ElevenLabs.io. So if you click that link for the first time you need to sign up. So sign up with your Gmail ID or Gmail account or any other way, right? How it provides you all the sign up informations. So once you sign up, you will be coming into your dashboard. So which is kind of a home here. If you see, I am using it, and this is where it's showing me the uh, tokens I have left. So I am using some paid version, but you can test this one without paying anything, means for free. ElevenLabs give you a small number of tokens for testing purpose. So you will get that for the first time when you will sign up. And I think every month it's give you some 10,000 uh, tokens to test their APIs and services. So once you uh, log in and generate, okay, so next thing is like, once you log in, you have to use API, you have to generate a API key. But without that, you can come here in this section, text to speech, and here you can write anything. Like this is coming like by default, but you can change it and you can put anything here in this text section. And then if you click this generate speech, it will generate. It's kind of diversity in India, while a vital aspect of its rich cultural heritage, has also been a source of tension. So if you hear, right, so the voice is Rachel, and Rachel's voice was used here, and this text was converted into speech. And similarly, if you see all these things I have tested, so these are all tested for my applications, and I have generated all this text to speech. For voices, you can come to this voice section and choose whatever voice you like. So behind this each voice, there is a voice ID. Crystal clear narration brings each scene vividly to. So if you Did you ever notice can how the hear, right voice can change your mood? I'm a natural and relaxed voice. So if you can see, these voices are exactly like human voice. These are not robotic voice. So that's where uh, ElevenLabs stands so firm among all other competitors. So now once you identify what voice you need, you can add that voice to my voice. And then, okay, so this is another section. What you can do, instead of using ElevenLabs default voices, you can upload some other voice, or you can record your own voice and can generate a voice ID, and you can use that voice ID to generate TTS services, means text to speech. So I hope I showed you how to use this ElevenLabs through their portal, but to use it through API, you have to come down here in this developer section. So click this developer section, and once you click this developer section, it's telling you how you can use it. Anyway, I'll be showing you how I can use it. So I'm using it through a REST call. So first thing you have to do, you have to create a API key. So you come here, means you can click this create an API key, and you can create your own API key. If you see, I have already created an API key. You can create another API key or as many as API key you want, you can create it, and here you can modify, delete, edit, anything you can do. But the overall idea is you have to generate an API key which you will be using to authorize the REST calls. So now once you have generated these API keys, you have to come here and so say this is the ElevenLabs API key which I am using, and these are the voice IDs I am using. So I am using India male. So this is a voice ID for India male voice. This is a voice ID for US male voice. This is a female voice ID for India. This is a female voice ID for US. And this is the API key, ElevenLabs API key. So now I have added, this is a Spring Boot application and I have added all these informations in application.properties. Now what I'll be doing, I'll come to the controller. So this is the starting point of the, or this is the end point rather, this is the end point of the call. If you see, this is what I'm going to call ElevenLabs TTS. What I'm going to pass, I'm going to pass a text which I want to convert it into a speech. That text, this is just for a testing purpose, you can use as your way, means whatever way you like. And this is the output file path where I want to save the final mp3 file. And this is a logic I have in my implementation, that based on news type I am actually choosing my voice. So I'll show you how it is, but instead of this you can simply pass the voice ID and you can generate the voice. Now let's go to the implementation. So implementation is written in this service, text to speech service, convert text to speech. So let's go to text to speech service. So this is the text to speech service, and if you can see, what I'm doing here is uh, so this is the call, this is the method text to speech, convert text to speech, and I'm passing the text, I'm passing the output file path and that news type which I showed, and this is the logic I have. And you don't need this logic, this is basically I am using it in a bigger project. So what I have done, I have passed a news type, and based on the news type it will automatically choose a voice ID based on the logic. I'll show you that logic. So this is the logic. So these are my news types. So if USA business pre-market short, this is the news type, then voice US male, so US male voice will be selected. So US male voice, and for other stuffs if you see, US female voice is getting selected. So these are nothing but coming from that application.properties which I showed you. I have added couple of male voice and couple of female voice, right? So they are coming from those places. So now what we are doing, once we got the voice ID, we have to create that API URL, means where we have to hit for the REST service, right? So this is the URL which you need to use, https://api11labs.io/v1 text to speech. So this is the URL, and then you need to pass the voice ID with which you want to generate the TTS or the MP3, and then you need to pass this information, that output format, in which format you want to generate the output. So here I am using MP3. Now this is the header for the REST call. I am generating the header and I am saying that content type is application JSON, and here I am passing the API key, which is very important. So I just showed you how to generate the API key and where to store the API key. So basically in header you have to pass this XI API key and you have to pass that API key, and then header.accept, what I'm doing, will be accepting a stream type of media, means media type is string. Then this is the request I'm generating. So this request is ElevenLabs TTS request which we need to create, and this is coming from there. Okay, so I just forgot to show you one more thing, because you won't get it until unless you add that dependency. So you need to add the dependency in the POM. So if you come to POM, somewhere I have added ElevenLabs dependency. Let me search ElevenLabs. So if you see here, this is the ElevenLabs dependency. So I am using this dependency for ElevenLabs. So using this dependency, I'll get where is my TTS service, text to speech service. Yeah. So using that dependency, I'll be getting these things, this ElevenLab TTS request, and then in the request, I'll have to pass the text, means which I want to convert into speech. And then I'm creating the entity and I'm passing the request and the header in the entity, and then the final I'm making the call. I'm using this REST template object and I'm calling exchange. I pass that API URL which is here I have generated, and then I am making a post call. I pass the entity and then I'm returning it as a byte class, and then we are getting a response in byte. So this is the response entity which is kind of a byte array. And then what I am doing, I am generating a path, and then I have passed this output file path which I have already passed is an as an in the argument, that where I need to save this uh, final mp3 file. So this is the output file path where I am generating, using this one I'm generating a path, and then I'm writing this bytecode, means response.getBody into that path. So I am writing files.write in that path. What I'm writing, that bytecode whatever I got for the mp3, I'm writing it. So finally it will be written. So this is a very simple program, but it will be very useful whenever you need to use it through an API. This is how you have to do it. Now since I have done this, let's test it. What I'll do, I will build this application. Lastly, I made some changes. Okay, so I'm going to build this application. So we have to wait until this get built. And meanwhile, let's see the Postman payload. So we'll be basically going to hit this endpoint ElevenLabs TTS, and these are the things we'll be passing. So this is the endpoint ElevenLabs TTS, making a post call. This is a post call, right? Oh, this is a, yeah, this is a post mapping. So post call, this is good. And this is what we are passing as a text. This will be converted into mp3 which will be saved here in this path. Just showing you the path, there is no mp3 at this point in this path. And we are passing news type as US entertainment short. So basically US entertainment short, US entertainment short, it will choose a voice ID US female. So a US female voice ID will be selected. Okay, so build is success. Let me run this application and then we'll be testing it. Okay, so I think everything is there. I'm testing it for the first time basically. I didn't had this endpoint, means this implementation was there, but in controller I just added this endpoint for this testing because it was getting tested through the program, through the automation program, right? But just to do this video, I just added this endpoint to like, test only this portion of this whole thing through a postman call. Okay, so now application is up. I'm hitting this endpoint. Let's see what it says. It's doing something. MP3 generated. So we got the success. Perfect. Yeah, you see. Oh, I gave a wrong name, but that's okay. Yeah, you see, I gave a Google Voice MP3 for ElevenLabs. So okay, so this is the video got generated, but let's hear this video, what it has generated. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it. Entertainment news today, the film and music worlds are buzzing as major stars tease upcoming releases. Fans can expect new I hope you can hear this. And exciting collaborations hitting screens and streaming platforms very soon. So yeah, it's kind of 15 seconds small video I have, or small audio rather, MP3 I have generated. So if you can see, it's Google Voice.mp3, which exactly we have passed here. That has been generated in the path, and this is what it transformed into a audio. This whatever text we have passed. So this is the implementation. I just wanted to show you how to basically how to use an API from ElevenLab and use it through a Postman and generate audio for your project purposes. So this is exactly how you can do it. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and please subscribe my channel, share it among your friends. You won't find lots of YouTube channel where people are doing coding, because whatever I realized till now that most of the YouTube videos on generative AI, they are basically using tools. Those won't be sustainable, means those will won't be sustainable for small projects, because there are lots of cost incur in that, means you have to pay lots of money when you going to use the tools, but behind that scene every tool is doing some coding, means there are codes behind. So that's what I am trying to do. I'm trying to show you how you can do it through coding without using the tools and get the same thing done in cheaper and more sustainable manner. Okay, so thank you so much for watching my video. We'll come back with a new video soon. Thank you. Bye.